The Poisonous Mind. Dr. Emma Taylor, a renowned psychologist, had spent her career studying the minds of serial killers. She had always been fascinated by the workings of the human mind and the darker aspects of human nature, but none of her previous cases had ever fascinated her like the latest one, a killer who was using poison to murder their victims. The first victim was a young woman, found dead in her apartment with no signs of forced entry or struggle. The only clue was a small note left on the kitchen table, with a single sentence, "You will never find me." The police were stumped, and the case was going cold. That's when Emma was called in. She was an expert in criminal psychology and had a reputation for being able to get inside the minds of killers. She spent hours poring over the evidence, studying the crime scene, and interviewing the victims' friends and family. As she delved deeper into the case, Emma realized that the killer was not only highly intelligent but also incredibly calculating. The poison used was a rare and deadly toxin, almost impossible to obtain. Emma knew that she had to think outside the box to understand the motivations and thoughts of the killer. She spent countless hours researching, reading, and thinking about the case. She became obsessed with it, barely sleeping or eating. Her colleagues started to worry about her, but Emma couldn't stop. She was driven by a fierce determination to uncover the truth. As the days turned into weeks, Emma started to piece together a profile of the killer. She imagined him as a tall, thin man, with a pale complexion and sunken eyes. She saw him as a loner, someone who was isolated and withdrawn, but with a deep sense of anger and resentment. But as she worked on the case, Emma began to feel a strange connection to the murderer. It was as if they were playing a game of cat and mouse. With Emma as the pawn, she started to feel like she was being watched, like the killer was waiting for her to make a move. One night, she received a package containing a small vial of the same poison used in the murders. The note attached read, "You're getting close, Dr. Taylor, but you'll never be close enough." Emma knew that she had to act fast. She assembled a team of experts, and together, they raced against time to find the killer. As they closed in, Emma realized that the truth was far more sinister than she had ever imagined. The killer was not just a random psychopath but a highly intelligent and calculating individual with a personal vendetta against Emma herself. The game of cat and mouse had been a ruse, a way to distract Emma while the killer carried out their real plan. In the end, Emma found herself face to face with the killer, a person she had least expected. It was her own colleague, Dr. Smith, a man she had trusted and respected. The poisonous mind had been hiding in plain sight, and Emma had almost become the next victim.
As she looked into Dr. Smith's eyes, Emma realized that she had been outsmarted. The poisonous mind had won, and Emma was left to pick up the pieces of a shattered case. She felt a deep sense of disappointment and failure, but also a newfound respect for the criminal mind. From that day on, Emma approached her work with a newfound sense of humility and respect for the darker aspects of human nature. She knew that she would never underestimate the power of a poisonous mind again. She also knew that she had to be more careful, that she had to trust her instincts and not let her obsession with a case cloud her judgment. As she walked away from the scene, Emma couldn't help but wonder what other secrets the human mind held, what other poisonous minds were out there, waiting to strike. She knew that she would never stop searching for answers, that she would never stop trying to understand the darker aspects of human nature. The poisonous mind had taught her a valuable lesson, one that she would never forget. It had taught her that the human mind was a complex and mysterious thing, capable of both good and evil. And it had taught her that sometimes the most dangerous weapons are the ones we can't see, and the most deadly games are the ones we play with our own minds. Emma's obsession with the case had almost cost her her life, but it had also given her a newfound appreciation for the complexity of the human mind. She knew that she would never stop studying, never stop trying to understand the darker aspects of human nature. She knew that she would never stop searching for answers, no matter how dangerous the journey may be. And so, Emma continued her work, using her knowledge and expertise to help the police catch criminals and understand the motivations behind there was a problem generating a response. Please try again later.